Hello there. This is the second part of the series on the poem A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. We have already done an introduction to the poem and a few stanzas in the previous session. You can find the link in the description box. Lines 1 to 13 have already been explained. We ended where the poet told about all the things that are a cause of sorrow, but still something beautiful removes the pall or covering of darkness. What are these things? We will do today. Let us start from line 14. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. The mid-forest brake, rich with spring with the sprinkling of fair musk rose bloom. The poet lists the things that are beautiful. As you must have already noticed that he is talking of almost all the natural things, things made by God as beautiful. Remember, Keats is a romantic poet who sees beauty in the nature around us. What are the sources of beauty? Numerous creations of God. The sun, which gives us energy, the moon, that gives peace and calmness and shows the path at night, the trees, young and old. Now, such pairing of opposites is called antithesis. Do not confuse it with oxymoron. In oxymoron, the opposites are paired to mean one and the same thing. In antithesis, pairing is of opposites, but they refer to different things. Here, the poet is referring to trees that are young and trees that are old. The trees which give shade to all the beautiful creatures of God, even the simple sheep. The pretty flowers like daffodils and the green world in which they live, that is, the greenery that surrounds these flowers. The flowing streams of water that provide coolness and refresh us in the hot summer season. The shady areas they make also give us relief in hot summer season. Now try to find alliteration in these lines. Is imagery also used? What images are being created by the poet that grab your attention? The tall trees in the forest and the little clearings in between that are full of the pretty fragrant musk rose flowers are a beautiful sight to the eye. All these are the things of beauty. Now let us continue with the poem from line 21 onwards. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. The poet continues that not only these things that are gifts of nature are beautiful, but also the stories of the brave soldiers who laid their lives to protect their people are beautiful and inspiring. These beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us. They are like a fountain of some drink of immortality bestowed upon us or gifted to us by God. Now, what are these immortal drinks? Beautiful things. So, this is a metaphor. They inspire us to live on and maintain our faith in goodness. All these beautiful things give us a reason, inspire us to live in spite of all the sorrows, hopelessness, and darkness in our lives. Now, although the poem has been dealt with in detail, but still, as some of you requested to do a few questions as well, I am sharing a few questions. While going through old papers, I found almost every year there has been a question from this poem. You see, this poem is very important. You must know the poem and poet, of course. This question is generally there in the reference to context section. You would also see that repeatedly some questions have been asked in one form or the other. Please adhere to the word limit and try to give precise answers to score better. So question, what does a thing of beauty do for us? Now, this question has been asked in many ways in many papers. I have given an example. You can avoid examples if they are beyond the word limit. I have just added these to make the answer clear to you. A thing of beauty gives us eternal joy and everlasting happiness. Its image remains in our mind and removes the pall of darkness. It inspires us even when it is not present physically, like the mighty dead whose stories inspire us. Sight of pretty flowers whose image are left in our minds and keep giving us joy, like the image of daffodils that inspired Wordsworth to write the poem Daffodils. Another question, what are the circumstances that contribute towards making humans unhappy and disillusioned with life? Well, hopelessness, sadness, and lack of noble nature amongst humans. Unhealthy, over-darkened ways, they are wicked paths. So straight questions like what are the sources of joy, etc., I think you all can do yourself. I have discussed already. One question that is really important is, why does the poet say that stories of the mighty dead are beautiful? Please write your answers in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed reading this beautiful poem by Keats. Thank you and keep enjoying literature.